Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Sentinel Sports Extra Cleveland Cavaliers post-game report. Well, good news tonight from Game 4 at Rocket Arena as the Cavs defeat JB Bickerstaff's Detroit Pistons 112-103 to tie the series at 2-2, much to the disdain of the people who pronounced them dead after Game 2. What a game tonight for the Cavs. First half, they got off to a hot start. They were up 18-6. And then by the end of the first quarter, the Pistons were winning 24-21. And then at halftime, the Pistons were up 56-52. And it didn't look good. It looked like the Cavs just, like maybe they didn't have enough. And then the third quarter came. And I'm just going to read just some stats from the third quarter. Okay. As a team, the Cavs shot 68%, 50% from three-point range, and Donovan Mitchell scored 21 points in the third quarter. The Cavs outscored the Pistons 38-21. And now, at the end of the quarter, we're on top by 12, 80-68. The Pistons did outscore the Cavs in the fourth quarter, 26-22. But the Cavs' lead was, at the end of the third quarter, it was insurmountable. So, Donovan Mitchell, people were ripping him apart at halftime. I'll admit I was kind of critical at halftime. I thought, this guy, what is he doing? And then he goes and he scores, he goes and scores 39 points in the second half. He had 4 points at the half. Look, James Harden tonight too. 24 points. He and 11 assists. A double-double. I believe I heard it was his 40th playoff double-double. These are the two guys we've been complaining about, fans and media alike. We've complained. Where are they? Where are they? Well, when they needed him to step up tonight, they stepped up. And we have to acknowledge that. If you're going to acknowledge when they're not playing great, you definitely should acknowledge when they play great. Evan Mobley ended up with 17. He was 17 points, 8 rebounds. Jared Allen only scored 9 points. He had 5 rebounds. He blocked a couple shots. Evan Mobley blocked 5 shots tonight. And the big thing, the Cavs turned the ball over tonight just 13 times. Pistons turned it over 18 times. So 20 Piston turnovers resulted in 25 Cavs points. 15 Cavs turnovers resulted in 20 Pistons points. The Pistons did dominate the paint, 50-34. Second chance points, the Cavs, 16-11. That's a good thing. The Pistons bench definitely outplayed the Cavs bench because they used more guys, 52-19. But the Cavs bench didn't have to do much with Harden and Mitchell scoring the way they did. The biggest lead in the game was the Cavs led by 21 in the third quarter, which is crazy. They started out that third quarter 22 on a 22-0 run. That is incredible. You just don't see that. You just don't see a team that is the largest run to start a quarter since 1997 in the playoffs. So that goes back a long way. That's almost 30 years. And I believe the largest run in the play-by-play era, which started in 96, 97. So that is unbelievable. I see my co-host from Two Guys Talk Cleveland Sports says, you called it. You said the Cavs would win. Game. I probably said game 4. I think that I just figured they would. At halftime, I was a little skeptical. But after that third quarter, it was unbelievable. I mean, that was just an unbelievable start. I'm kind of glad I'm not covering the game tonight. We have one of our other reporters, Ken Krisner, covering it. I'm reporting here from our studio in Wickliffe. I'm going to refer to it from now on, Burbank, Ohio, because I feel like we're like Johnny Carson. We have those kind of studios like he had in Burbank, California. So that's from Burbank, Ohio. But I'm glad I'm not covering it simply for the fact I would have had to change the beginning of that third quarter probably about 7 times before it ended up the 22-0 run. You know, I probably would have started with Cavs started on a 7-0 run. Cavs started on an 11-point run. Cavs started on a 15-0 run. Cavs started on an 18-0 run. Cavs started on a 22-point run, the largest run to begin a quarter in NBA history since they started doing play-by-play. Crazy run by the Cavs. How awesome to see them do this. I mean, so many doubters, so many skeptics of Harden and Mitchell, and I'm not going to deny that I've been one of them. But I'm also willing to give them credit. They are the reason the Cavs won this game tonight. Absolutely the reason. So, you know, there's a lot we can look at. Cade Cunningham's streak of 20 point playoff games, not sadly, came to an end tonight at 10. Big deal. That's not a lot, really. And Karis LeVert, former Cav Karis LeVert, had 24 points tonight. He was 3 of 6 from 3. We saw it when he was here. Karis can get hot. He can. When he gets on fire, you better watch it. So that, you know, this was the second half. This was the Cavs team that we need to see. You know, they played like they should play tonight in that third quarter. You know, this team is so talented. It's mind-boggling sometimes. I think we all think it. We all know it. It's mind-boggling sometimes how they struggle because they are so ultra-talented. I think I'm going to say they're the second best roster in the NBA behind Oklahoma City because that roster's just disgusting. It's so good. You know, so I'm going to predict it here. I'm going to say it here on here. So it's recorded. I've told a couple people this today already. And I'm going to say it right now. I'm going to say it. You know, all I can do is be wrong. But if I'm right, well, then I could probably brag a little, like a certain TMZ beat reporter for the Browns. I'm going to say it right now. This is my thought. I thought this Saturday afternoon, was that Sunday afternoon? Yes. when the Knicks defeated the Sixers. I was sitting there. I was laying comfortably on my couch. It was nice, just relaxing Sunday. And I said to myself, Cavs are going to get to the finals because the Cavs are going to come back and beat the Pistons. I don't know if it's going to be in 6 or if it's going to be in 7. They're going to come back and beat the Pistons. And then they're going to beat the Knicks in the conference finals. I believe it. Simply because the Cavs will be the underdog. All the pressure's on the Knicks. They've been to the Eastern Conference Finals now 2 years in a row. All the pressure's on the Knicks. When there's pressure on the Cavs, they don't play well. Let's admit it. There will be no pressure on them in this series because everybody's going to be picking the Knicks. So I think the Cavs steal one in Detroit and then win game 6 here and possibly finish this series on Friday night at Rocket Arena. So it's not going to be easy in Detroit. We know that. It's a hard place to play. But I feel like the Cavs, if they don't get it Wednesday night and it goes to, and then they win Friday and it goes to game 7, they'll get it in the game 7. Because I think they're going to go to the Eastern Conference Finals and they're going to beat the Knicks. I'm going to say it here. I just feel like it. I felt it before they even played today's game. So, great win tonight for the Cavs. Just stomped on the Pistons' throats in the third quarter with the 22-0 run to start and won the game 112-103. Donovan Mitchell had 43 points. James Harden had 24 points and 11 assists. Evan Mobley had 17 points and 8 rebounds and 5 block shots. They held Cade Smith under 20 points. They held him to 19. Karis LeVert had 24. So really good win for the Cavs tonight, 112-103. And we're now going to Detroit for game 5 on Wednesday, and we'll see what happens. But tonight was a great night at Rocket Arena, and we'll be having the article soon. The article will be up soon on LakeCountySentinel.com. Ken Krisner covering the game for us. So until post-game on Wednesday night, I hope everybody has a great night. And remember, let them know.